Hello, Misfits, and welcome. Today we are doing another D&D 5th edition solo adventure. In case you missed it, I did one a little while ago. It was sort of like a little two-parter, and it was so much fun. I got it off of DM's Guild. It was called the Death Knights Squire. It was a blast, and it made me really eager to get into the sort of next installment. So they have like a series of these 5e solo adventures, and you can actually buy them as a bundle on DM's Guild, but this is the second one. It's called Tyrant of Zhentil Keep. It's by Paul Bimler. I will try to remember to leave a link in the description below so that if you guys are interested, you can go check it out. Yeah, but I'm using the same character. So in the last one, I was a level 2 paladin. Now I am level 3. I got a little bit more health and power to keep me going. So let's jump into this and see how we do, see how things turn out. I'm going in completely blind. I haven't read anything. The most I've done is just stuck the maps on Roll20, but I didn't really look at them much, and I certainly didn't read any descriptions or anything like that. I don't even know what monsters I'm going to be facing. I'm probably going to have to pause to go find tokens for that, so I'm going into this as blind as I possibly can. Also, I know it's been a hot second since I've done like a tip video, and I know that that's generally what a lot of you guys watch and how most of you found me. I promise they're not gone. I'm gonna do them again. I just really wanted to play and have a little bit of fun and things like that. But on the subject of tip videos, if there's something in particular that you guys want me to talk about or share my experiences with you about, or explain in terms of tabletop role-playing games and D&D specifically, just leave me a comment down below and tell me or ask me about that. The biggest source of inspiration for the kinds of videos that I do and the kinds of things I cover come from the things that you guys say below, the stories you share, the questions you ask. So yeah, if there's anything in particular you guys want to see from me, just tell me about it, and I look forward to reading what you guys have to say. But without further ado, let's hop into this adventure. Backstory: Flight from Shadows. You wander far. At some point, as you cross... Oh, I'm gonna butcher all these names. Anarok Desert? Okay, you wander far. At some point, as you cross the Anarok Desert, the year changes to 1350 DR. Halfway through the century, and certainly the end of a momentous decade for Faerun. So much has happened. The departure of the elves from Cormenthor. Yikes, I'm sorry guys. The rise of the Witch King, Zengi, in Damara and Vasa. The end of the age of humanity itself. But these things are far from your mind as you toil across the dry, wasted landscape of Netheril. Heading east, sometimes northeast, as the wind takes you, but then again, not heading anywhere really, just walking. You have seen much already, and for a while, you have the feeling that shadows are on your tail, so you keep walking, trudging on until the weight of those shadows begins to lift. As you cross the Anarok, several days at a time pass when you see not a soul. You embrace the solitude and spend the time talking aloud to yourself about everything you have encountered and everything you have learned so far in your life. Many realizations crystallize during your crossing of the Anarok. But soon enough, you begin to crave the company of another being. Any friendly humanoid, really. As your supplies start to run out, your solitude becomes a threat to your survival. On the third day after your water skin runs dry, you see a dot. No, several small dots on the horizon, traveling toward you, oscillating like specters across the dry, hot distance. Your spirit lifts. You are saved from dying of thirst by a traveling caravan consisting of several friendly half-orc families who are running from shadows of their own, it seems. They tell a tale of persecution in the lands you are about to enter. They speak of tyrants, powerful despots, and secret networks. The word Zhentil is mentioned several times, usually in conjunction with the name Manchun, which makes you weigh for a moment the option of turning south, avoiding what lies ahead. That thought enters your mind for but a breath, following which you chide yourself for your cowardice. No, ever since you set out on this journey, you were resolved to simply keep walking in the direction you had chosen, and now your resolve is firmer than ever. Whatever crosses your path, you will deal with it as soon as you always have, with keen instinct and prodigious skill in combat. You say goodbye to the caravan and continue. Slowly, civilization, or at least the remnants of it, begin to emerge from the shifting sands. Ruins of Netherus spires? Ruins of Netherus spires and the plain of the standing stones bear witness. I thought it was Nether Sea. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Standing stones bear witness to the great civilizations that once prospered here, when great cities hovered above the desert floor. The great floating city of Thultenthar, now lost somewhere in the shadow plain, was the greatest of these. You walk on and wonder to yourself of this desert, if this desert has an ending, when slowly the landscape begins to change. Endless sands giving way to grassy hills the color of wheat, then suddenly, as if springing from the landscape itself, a great emerald forest rises before you, stretching far north. You enter the border forest, continuing east, and after 2 days' peaceful travel through its green depths, you emerge, seeing before you a river winding its way through a pristine landscape towards a huge inland body of water. A locked sea, the Moon Sea to be precise. You'd always known it was here, but nothing had prepared you for its grandeur. You walk, following the river Tesh, and traffic on the road picks up. You see numerous farms dotting the landscape, and on the faces of these simple folk you read the lines of worry, of hardship and oppression, in stark contrast to the beauty of the land you travel through. After 3 days, you reach a town called Teshwave, where you spend a night and replenish your supplies, and can't help noticing that these people, despite the beauty and grandeur of this inland realm, look harassed, exhausted, ill-treated. Over ale you listen on whispered conversations. You hear names spoken in bitter tones. Manchun, Fazul, Simimon. I am so sorry about all these names. Look, my exposure to Faerun and Faerun lore lasted for but a year, maybe a year and a half. And since then we've been in our own thing. So I'm not super up to snuff on how to pronounce all these words. I am almost done with this backstory. Okay, here we go. Semimon. Cinnamon. That's what I'm gonna call it. That's what I'm gonna want to call it. Anyway, the old merchant enjoys your company so much that he buys you several drinks and gives you a thorough rundown on the geography of the area. Later on, in your room, you go over his description in your head several times and cement the local geography in place. See West Moonsea map above. I will try to remember to put the map in here for a second so that you can look at it. It's pretty nice. I see West Moonsea. Zhentil Keep, Teshwave. Isn't that where I am? Aren't I in Teshwave? Yeah. Interesting. So where am I? I'll have to look this up later. I'm wondering where I am in relation to the Sword Coast. I feel like I'm far east, because isn't there a desert way to the east? I don't know. I'll have to check that. So I looked at the map. The next day dawns gray and gloomy, and you depart Teshwave, making your way towards the next city, the name of which you learned the night before, Zhentil Keep. It takes you 3 more days to reach Zhentil Keep, and as you approach, you see ruins dotting the landscape, dimly lit in the evening light. It appears this was once the scene of a major conflict. You even notice what appears to be the scorching of dragon fire. Long, dark gray streaks running the length of ruined buildings and roadways. Then, suddenly, the granite walls of Zhentil Keep rise before you, banners flying and guards manning her battlements. Right from your first sight of Zhentil Keep, you see that it is not really a beautiful city, but rather built to withstand battle. It is a grim, imposing look. Dusk slowly turns to evening as you descend from the north down the long slope towards the fortified town, just before dipping below the horizon. The sun emerges from between a gap in the clouds, spreading a warm golden light over the landscape. The broad river Tesh, like a vein of gold running through the stone, winds its way towards the Moon Sea, some 15 miles to the east. You sense strongly that something awaits you within those tall, weathered walls. Some quest or task. For better or worse, you stride up to the guards who man the gates, eyeing you warily. Turn to entry 1. Interesting. All right. And we're off. And there's the train. Goodness. 4 staunch-looking warriors guard the entrance to the city of Zhentil Keep. "Welcome to Zhentil Keep," the lead one says gruffly. "State your business." "Just traveling through," you reply. "Huh," he grunts, surveying you from head to toe. "Well, mind your step, traveler. Obey Manshun's edicts. Stay out of trouble, and you'll be just fine." You nod to the guard and walk past them. Through the city gates. The streets you are on leads directly into the heart of the city, and not far off you can see a market square where merchants are packing up their tents as trade ends for the day. A quick look around reveals a city that's not exactly dirty, but definitely in need of a spruce up. Little TLC. Buildings are thick wood structures or older stone edifices, damaged in places by what looks like the scars of battle. Cobble is poorly maintained, and there are potholes here and there. The overall impression is of a once proud city that's taken a few knocks. The citizens look like they've taken a beating too, slumping around, not exactly full of the joy of life. Like many others you have seen in this expansive valley, they look browbeaten, harassed, and at the end of their tether. On both sides of the street, you see businesses shutting up shop and owners heading home. The only establishment still open is a tavern. To your right, a sign hung above the door stating its name, the Scoundrels Tankard. Just your sort of place. Oh, of course. Further down the street, you see a man standing on a crate with a large crowd gathered around him. Oh no, is this like one of those evangelical people? He appears to be delivering some kind of sermon. Although it is hard to make out what he is saying over the noise of carts chattering clattering past you. You feel a tiny drop of rain on the back of your hand and look up to see low gray clouds threatening a downpour. Do you want to go and listen to the man's sermon? Or you could visit Scoundrels Tankard. Otherwise, you're mindful of the late hour. You could look for an inn. Well, I am a paladin, so I'm curious what this man's sermon is about. You walk over to the crowd gathered around the man, who appears to be a priest of some sort. His words gradually become audible. The priest sees you arrive and gives you a slight smile. For the benefit of those who have just arrived, I shall repeat the fell news delivered to Lord Manchun this morning, and relayed by his grace to the priests of the Temple of Bane. That's not a good... Isn't Bane bad? Anyway, the tidings are thus. Galantar Hawkhelm is murdered by an orc assassin. And an orc horde descends on the citadel of the Raven, marching unchecked across the ride. Tens of thousands. Yikes. Lies! A voice cries out. You turn to see a female orc glaring at the priest. These are lies propagated by the Black Network. Zentarum spies killed Hawkhelm, not our people. Silence, wench, the priest bellows. Of course you would say such things. Killed by the Zentarum indeed. From seemingly out of nowhere, two guards dressed in the same livery as the gate sentries appear and grab the orc female under her arms and begin dragging her away, kicking and screaming. The rest of the crowd grows restless. That's enough of that, one guard says gruffly, dealing her a vicious blow with his gauntleted hand. The female orc's head slumps forward. The blow has rendered her unconscious. Yikes! The priest addresses the crowd again. See! It is bred into them, this violence, this hatred. A night in the dungeons will be her reward for treasonous talk like that. Good grief, holy racism, Batman. Whoa! Whoa! Will you go to the female orc's aid to do nothing and simply observe? Or if you want to leave the crowd and go to the tankard, or if you want to go and find an inn for the night. I'm a paladin, so I'm probably gonna go aid her. This is interesting for me. I'm a little biased here, okay? I'm familiar with the Zentarum. My very first character that I ever made, my very first D&D character, had beef with the Zentarum. They killed her parents, and she got back at them by stealing a bunch of gold from them, and then she was wanted by them. So I already hate the Zentarum, so I'm like going into this kind of not liking them. I'm gonna go to her aid. I don't think it's a good idea. If I were playing my normal, like, roguish self, I would probably either do nothing or go into the tavern. But I am a paladin of Solune, and I will not sit idly by while innocent people are harmed. I'm so dead. You stride towards the guards who are carrying the female orc away. Let her go, you say. She's done nothing wrong except speak her mind. The guard stops and assesses you. Guards, I should say. There's more than one. Great. One puts a hand on the hilt of his sword. Not good. How important is this to you, friend? You want to join her in the dungeons? Am I willing to pursue this to combat? No. Alright, well, let's... Man, I hate doing nothing. She didn't... She's innocent, but... It be like that sometimes, though. Alright, let's continue on. I cannot help this woman, so we're gonna... I'm outnumbered. I realize that I'm hopelessly outnumbered, and I leave the situation. I hate that. You watch the poor female being carted off, realizing that there is little you can do for her without getting yourself thrown in some dungeon for the night as well. To show over, some of the crowd start wandering off. Some of the crowd start wandering off, and rain begins to pick up. What is my passive perception? I don't think I'm the most perceptive individual. 10. Yikes. The crowd disperses, leaving you alone in the street. The rain is increasing in intensity, and you are starting to get soaked. Alright, let's go to the tavern. The Scoundrels Tavern. You make your way across the street to the Scoundrels Tankard. Pushing your way through the door, you are immediately met with a wall of noise. The place is packed. There is a reek of ale and sweat, and you shoulder your way in and towards the bar, raising a few grunts of protest. Go to map 5 in the maps booklet and turn to the entry for map 5. Alright, so I gotta pull up the map booklet, which is fun. You place your token at the bottom of the map, then have a look at the numbered entries on the map. Choose where to move your token to. Alright, so we've got a few options here. 1854, 189, and 205. Place my token at the bottom of the map? I guess it would come in... Hang on, let me find my little pally girl. Yep, token layer. Alright, well, let's go... 189's right here, so let's go there first. And see what that's about. Over on the east wall are various posters that look interesting. Okay. There are numerous posters on the wall advertising all sorts of things, but two in particular catch your eye. The first reads, Orc Amnesty. All orcs will report to have compulsory identification papers issued. The third day of the first 10 day of Kythorn at the Grand Temple of Bane. That's terrible. That's awful. This is to distinguish those who are legitimate citizens of Zhentil Keep from those who may be spies acting for Ghaust, the four-armed orcish warlord, currently marching on the citadel of the Raven. So that's one poster. The second poster reads, Spectral Terror in the South City. Whoa, okay. All residents within the South City are advised to be indoors after dusk. A terrible specter has been sighted amongst the ruins at night and has already killed 3 people and kidnapped 4 more. Oh, goodness. It is described as having an upper half covered in armor and an ethereal green vapor trail as its lower half. Those who have seen the armored specter have uniformly reported that it wears a large helmet sporting long black horns. The Zintil captain of the guard, I don't know, is offering a reward of 300 gold to the brave soul who can find the armored specter amongst the ruins of the South City. Kill it, and deliver its black-horned helmet to the Zintiler barracks. Several Zintilar, I don't know, have already tried and failed. No questions asked. If you are interested in investigating this specter threat and claiming the reward, you think to yourself that tomorrow night, after you have rested and explored the city, will be an ideal time. Okay, so I don't need to check that out until tomorrow. I will heed the warning that the book has given me. Still, I'm gonna jot that down. 300 GP horned specter. That's a body count too. 3 dead, 4 missing. 4 missing, and I shouldn't check that out until tomorrow night. Sounds interesting. After you have rested and explored the city, will be an ideal time. Note the code word Spectre Quest on your character sheet. Okay, Spectre Quest. Okay, Spectre Quest on your character sheet. At the appropriate time, it will be activated. Suddenly, as you are reading, you feel a strong shove in your back. Oi! Get out of the way! Someone shouts as they push past you. There's a massive crash, and you turn to see a chair splintering into pieces over the head of an orc. Get out, savage! The attacker, a human, shouts. Another thug, the one who pushed past you, joins the fray, and the orc, who appeared to have just been sitting there minding his own business, is on the ground, having the living daylights beaten out of him. Wow. Do you want to involve yourself in the fight, going to the aid of the orc? If so, go to entry 28. To try your hand in pick combat against Crom Daggerfist, go to 204, or leave, go look for an inn. You know what? I'm pissed off. I don't like the racism I am seeing in this town. I'm gonna get myself thrown in a dungeon. I'm gonna help the orc. Find map 6 in the map booklet. And go to bar brawl combat sheet. Oh, I'm so dead. Hang on, let me, I haven't, I swear, if I get arrested before I've had the chance to check this out, I'm gonna be upset. Oh, I see. You quickly move to the aid of the defenseless orc who seems incapable of defending himself. Not everyone in this world is a warrior. After all, and 2 on 1, that's just not fair, unless you're talking about dragons. Alright, so, place tokens, T, thugs, PC, myself, and roll initiative. Okay. Cool. So Orc's not even really there. He's like off somewhere else. Cool. And roll initiative. We're in it, guys. We are in it. I think I technically should be more here. So I guess I could zoom in just a little bit more. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, roll initiative. Let's see how this goes. 7 for me, which is not the best. And they got an 11. Huh. Well. The drunken thugs are facing the orc. backs to you. Okay, so the orc is there. He's just got his back to me. Cool. There's a tavern brawl happening, so I need music that reflects tavern brawls. Sure. All right. Thugs. And me. I placed the tokens. The drunkard thugs are facing the orc, backs to you. If you can reach them in one round of movement, you may make a surprise attack. However, the tables are occupied, and moving through the 2 squares in the middle of the 2 nearest tables counts as difficult terrain. Well, there are 3 other options. 1, make a ranged attack, for which you will need to at least get on top of one of the tables. 2, jumping onto or walking over the table immediately south of you. The table counts as difficult terrain. 3, getting to the thugs another way, like flying. To go over or get onto the table, apologize to the patrons with a charisma check. My charisma is pretty good, actually. If the charisma check fails, the patrons loudly protest, which alerts the thugs, and you lose your surprise. Attacks on the drunken thugs from atop any table have advantage. Cool. After surprise attacks, roll initiative. The thugs immediately come within melee range and start attacking you. Stay atop the table if you wish, although if an attack hits you while you are up there, you are knocked prone if you fail a DC 13 dex save. If one of the thugs knocks you prone and then the other attacks, the second does so with advantage. You can jump up onto the other tables during the fight, and although the dex check, prone rules still apply. You can get onto the table, yada yada yada. This is Rowdy Bar. There are many things happening around you. Every time you take a turn, roll on the random table below. Okay. So, first, I get a surprise round. So, should I just make a ranged attack? Which isn't bad. I have a javelin, which is great. I could jump onto the table. Which would be nice. I would have, what does it say? Let's see. I have advantage when I'm on the table. What I could do, what I think I want to do, I think I want to jump onto the table and throw the javelin. Because I'm not in melee on top of the table. Like, they're still just far enough away. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop up onto the table, and I'm going to throw a javelin. Yeah, and we'll just throw a little javelin at this guy. And see how that goes. I have advantage. Thank God. That's still terrible. I rolled a 4, guys. I rolled a 4. My mod is +6, but that's a 10. And their AC is 11, so that didn't work out at all. And then they get to go. Dang it. They're coming within melee range, and they're probably both going to attack me, which is great. It's fantastic. I'm gonna die. Cool. Let's see if they hit. 3 plus 4 is 7. So one of them definitely misses. One of them definitely hits, which is fine. 1d4 plus 2. 5 bludgeoning against me. Bleh. Okay, now it's a rowdy bar. So now now it's my turn, but I have to... Oh, I need to roll a dex save because I got attacked while I was on the table. DC 13. Nope, I am prone. I am knocked prone. This happened in the last one. Okay, there's this thing where when I'm a player, I roll terribly. When I'm a DM, I roll normally. I'm fine. It's never like terrible, but it's never amazing either. When I'm a player, I roll horribly, and it's held true. It is held true. I rolled a 6. Yeah, no. So I'm prone. Onto other okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just reading. All right, a random table. So I need to roll on this random table because it's a rowdy bar, so there's a bunch of random stuff happening. I got a 3. A chair goes flying in the middle of the brawl. Who does it hit? 1, the thug nearest you. 2, thug furthest from you. 3, you. 4, the orc. Alright, I gotta roll a d4 to see if I accidentally, like, attack somebody. Oh, thank God. Okay. It hits one of these thugs. That's good. We like that. Should probably be keeping track of... Okay, we've got 2 thugs. Wow, 22? Okay, and how much damage did that do? That did 1d4. 4 minus 6. Cool. Well, that was good. At least... So I may have not done any damage to them, but at least this random chair did. Nice. Alright, now it is my turn. I am going to use half my movement to stand up, and I am going to roll a different die this time, and I'm going to try to attack the guy in front of me. I rolled a 4 again. That's not good, guys. Okay, I'm gonna find another set of die to use next, because I'm upset now. Let me grab these guys, and I might use these instead. Yep, there goes one. Off the table. Okay. Cool. So, I missed. Again. So let's see if they hit me. See, and now I'm gonna roll okay. So that's how that works. See, that's a 12. That's a miss. And that's a hit. Okay, so kind of same as last time. 1 hit, 1 miss. Minimum damage, which is great. I gotta roll a dex save. I barely succeed, so I am not knocked prone that time, so that's good. Yeah. Now we see what happens in the room. 1, nothing happens. Fantastic. Alright. Lather, rinse, repeat. Ha! Finally. A hit at last. Alright, I'm gonna like double-handed go in with my longsword. That's a D8. 2 plus 4, 6. Okay. It would be overkill to like channel, right? Or not channel, but it'd be overkill to no, divine smite. It would be overkill. Okay, I did 6 damage to this guy. He's at 10. Alright, so one guy's at 10, one guy hasn't taken any damage at all. So that's not super good. First guy against me. Miss. Second guy. Also a miss, which is great. See what happens in the tavern itself. A large burly bouncer comes and tries to drag you away from the fight. Leave them to it, he says as he grabs you under the arms. Strength check to escape his grasp. DC 14. Strength check. Didn't roll very good. I got a 5. I got a 9. Yikes. This is terrible, guys. I'm bad. Even if I do athletics instead of just straight strength, it's not gonna hit the DC. If you fail, you are dragged to the middle of one edge of the map. Roll a d4 to find out which. 3. North 2 to 3. I'm dragged to the middle of one edge of the map. Okay, so I'm dragged to the middle of the northern portion of the map. You will need to spend movement to get back into the fight. Great. Awesome. 5, 10... Okay, wait. What was the rule about difficult terrain? Okay, moving through there is difficult. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna hop up and onto this table, and I'm gonna throw a javelin. Seems just as productive. And I haven't been rolling with it. No, I did roll with advantage, didn't I? And it was terrible. I think I forgot the advantage sometimes. Let's not forget this time. That was bad. That was great. Okay. Javelin. That's a D6 plus 4. Alright, one guy is super hurt, which is good. There are instructions for when they get really low. If both thugs are reduced to 5 or less. Okay, we're not there yet. Alright, now it is their turn. And they would come to melee range with me. First guy is gonna try to hit me. Yeah, he's gonna hit me. It's a D4 plus 2. Second guy. We'll go here. And he will miss. Cool. I'm gonna go after the guy that's the most hurt. Lovely. That's a hit. And that's gonna be, I definitely rolled the wrong die before, but that's, it's fine. 8 plus 4 is 12. That guy is out. He is down for the count. And I look over at the other guy. Oh, I forgot to roll my randomness. Yikes. Okay. What happens on a 4? A female dwarf, blind, drunk, stumbles into the middle of the fight and vomits profusely right in someone's path. Gross! Oh, no. Okay, let's find out who she vomits in front of. 3. Me. Great. I have to make a dex save. I pass. Oh, thank God. Cool. Good grief. All right. Now it's one guy. He will try to attack me. Natural 1 for him. Not in the cards, buddy. My turn against him. Let's see how this goes. I got an 18 and a 3. 18 will hit. Let's get that damn blidge. Actually, before I roll the damn blidge, I keep forgetting about the random stuff happening in the tavern. She vomits again. I guess she's still there. She's just throwing up. 4. No one. Okay. She vomits on no one. I rolled a 2 for that damage. Plus 4 is 6. Alright, he's gonna go for me. Nope. Swing and a miss. Alright, the random thing in the room. Nothing happens. I'm trying to keep this speedy. Alright, and we see if I hit. We've got a 3 on one die and a 17 on the other. That's going to be a hit. Fantastic. Hang on. What is... I've got something about re-rolling 1s and 2s. Features and traits. You can re-roll a 1 or a 2 on the damage die with melee weapons wielded with 2 hands. Okay, I'm gonna do that because I rolled a 1. Better. 5 plus... 4 is 9. He's got 7 HP. Alright. He's gonna come at me. He's gonna miss. Something happens in the room. Let's see what that is. 3. Chair goes flying. Who does it hit? Who does the chair hit? Hit him with the chair. Dang it, it hits me. That's not what was supposed to happen. I take 4 points of damage. I'm coming after this guy, though. We're gonna get this guy. Come on. Come on. Well, on one die, we have a 7 Plus 6 is 13, which would hit. On the other die, we have a 16, so it's a solid hit. Let's see what we got. 7 plus 4. He is down for the count. Okay. Let's see what they tell us. If both thugs are reduced to 5 HP or less, go to 50. There is... Oh, I clicked out of it. There is a tumultuous round of applause as you survey your fallen opponents who writhe in agony on the ground. You stopped short of killing them. That wouldn't have been a good look, especially so soon after your arrival. And everyone seems to have forgotten the reason the fight started. You move over to the orc who is struggling to get to his feet. "Thank you," he mutters, clambering up into a chair with your assistance. "I don't know how I can repay you, friend. I have no money." You shake your head. "Don't worry about it. It sickens you that any race would be discriminated against so blatantly, and you are glad to come to his assistance. Return to map 5 and choose another part of the tavern." Nice. I'm going to switch the music back. Good! We saved him! We did good, guys. We did a good thing. So we were here. Checking out that area. Let's move over to 205 and see what's up there. I could sit there and try to listen to some conversations. Alright, you plonk yourself down in a seat over in the corner and try to bend your ear to some conversations that are going on. At a nearby table, an old dwarf is talking with a human woman. He appears grumpy. And she distraught. You listen in on their conversation. "What if I never get back to her? I don't think I'll be able to go on if..." He cuts her off. "Listen, lass. We'll find your wee girl all right. I've got a pretty good idea where they might have taken her, and we'll go and look tonight." Wee lass. I'm glad I picked my crappy Scottish accent. "But what if they're keeping her locked up, guarded? What are you going to fight them off? Or how are you going to fight them off? You've only got one leg." You glance down and see that she is telling the truth. The dwarf indeed has only one leg. The warrior shakes his head defiantly. "You have little faith, lass. My arms are fine, and they've seen me through many a battle. I will get your daughter back, or I will die trying." "But that's no good to me, is it?" the woman wails. "If you die, she's lost forever." Oh, man. Do you help these people by offering your services? If so, go to 260. You could go back to the map and see other things. I kind of do want to help them, but I kind of want to check out the rest of the tavern first. So I think I'm going to go back, check out other things, and then come back to them so I can help them. Because I don't want to leave on a quest right now. I'm in a tavern, I haven't had a drink yet, so I want to do that first. So, we'll come back. Hang on, what are my options? Honestly, I want the drink, so let's go up to the bar. And let's go drink. Alright. 54. A halfling tends to the bar, darting back and forth as he provides cider, ale, and hot pies to his customers. A halfling woman, his wife perhaps, takes payment for the food and drink. You watch them for a while, marveling at this intricate dance that they perform effortlessly. A male half-orc, over 6 feet tall, approaches. Barkeep! That in a merry tone. That was not merry. Barkeep! He cries in a merry tone. A pint of your finest black ale, please! The halfling turns and looks at him contemptuously. You'll pop down and wait your turn, laddie, if you know what's good for you. The half-orc is taken aback by this, but doesn't protest. You hear him mumble under his breath. Downright bloody rude, that is. Your reverie is interrupted by a loud announcement. 10 minutes, friends, till the pit bouts. Get your drinks and move downstairs. We shall have us a show. Still taking challengers for the third bout as well, against the mad dwarf Crom Daggerfist. He takes all comers. Ooh, a 150 gold piece purse for that bout. Ooh, okay, so should I go and fight in some pit for 150 gold? After hearing this, a few punters drift toward the stairs, but everyone else goes back to their drinks. It appears there are no challengers right now. Should I order a drink? Or should I go... I do kind of want to go fight. Should I talk to those people? I'm going to talk to those people. And just see if I need to, Yeah, so let's go back and let's talk to those people that are missing their daughter. And then we'll see about joining this fight. You casually approach the table and help yourself to a seat. Excuse me, you say. I couldn't help overhearing. Is there something I can do to help? The woman seems overjoyed at your arrival. Yes, she exclaims. Ganadir, we need help, please. The dwarf is a little more skeptical, looking you up and down doubtfully. Just what makes you think you'd be of any help, youngin'? Some sort of hero, are you? I can handle myself, you reply. What's the situation? Slavery, the dwarf replies bluntly. Interesting. Pirates, you'd call them. Not much better than animals. Buying and selling humans, dwarves, elves, like so much cattle. You have the stomach for this? After a few more inquiries, you learn that the poor woman hired the dwarf, a sort of investigator, to look into the whereabouts of her missing daughter. He found her for sale, being kept on a ship at the East Dock on the Tesh River. She's due to be shipped out tomorrow if they can't find a buyer in Zhentil. Their ship does the rounds of the Moon Sea, selling slaves to anyone with money. Bloody shameful business. Disgusting. And Annika's little girl here will fetch a high price. Gross. At these words, the woman breaks down sobbing. Yeah, I'm definitely willing to help those two. I will help. There's no payment. I expect that'll seal the deal for you. You reply in the negative, and now the dwarf is really surprised. Well, friend, I hope you're serious. I really do. 'Cause if you get Annika's hopes up, and then do a no-show on us, well, you'll have the gods to answer to. I promise you that. The dwarf, whose name is Ganadir, Dorfalin. Ganadir Dorfalin. Good lord. Tells you where the slaves are being kept in a large boat berthed at East Dock. There's only one jetty, so it's not hard to find. The local authorities, the Zhentilar, and what have you, turn a blind eye. Expect they're paying them off somehow. Other people say it's the Zhentorim themselves doing the trafficking. I hear through me contacts that they're bringing more slaves from Teshwave by river tomorrow. They'll transfer them to the big boat and then set sail with the whole lot in a few days' time. Dorflin tells you to meet him in the large warehouse to the northeast of East Dock tomorrow night, an hour before midnight. I'll have my nephew Danadir along to help, Ganadir whispers, which definitely sounds like a good idea from what you can see. We'll plan our assault there, he adds, with a glint in his eye. That could conflict with the Specter quest. You look over at Annika and she gazes at you with cautious admiration. Take part in the side quest. To take part in the side quest, note the code word Dock Rescue. At the appropriate time, it will be activated. There are a lot of quests. Dock Rescue. Now, as cool as the Specter quest sounded, there's like a little girl on the line here. That, for my paladin heart, that's gonna rank a little higher than the Specter quest, even though the body count's kind of bad there. Alright. Should we go down and try to, fight? Should we go, see if we can fight the, stuff? The people? Let me see if I can find the entry. It kind of wanted me to prompt to end the night, but I think I've got time. So I'm gonna go fight. If I can find the entry that will let me. Alright, pick combat. You walk to the back of the tavern and descend a set of stairs. From below comes the stench of body odor, ale and pipe smoke. You emerge in a dingy little room, at the center of which is a hexagonal ring surrounded by ropes. You watch as a troll does battle with an ogre, neither of them giving an inch. The sounds of fist slapping against flesh fill the room to the raucous cheers of the crowd, who are loving every moment of this bloodfest. Finally, the ogre gets the better of the troll, beating him to the floor with a succession of vicious punches. Someone rings a gong and the referee enters the ring waving his arms. Our victor, Screwtoe of Thar, the referee yells, lifting the arm of the ogre about a foot in the air with great difficulty. Uh-oh. Now, our last competitor, who still has no opponent, Crom Daggerfist. Any potential challengers should know this is not a fight to the death. You're not risking your life here. Crom will reduce you to a bloody pulp, certainly, but he won't kill you. No, we'll leave the honor to the Black Network. There's a roar of laughter at this comment, and a bottle goes flying through the air, missing the announcer's head by a hair's breadth. Hey, settle down, you lot, he shouts half-heartedly, then takes a swig of ale from a large tankard that someone has just passed to him. A dwarf slides in under the ropes, stands and begins immediately pacing back and forth, leering at the crowd menacingly, a mixture of cheering and booing, greeting his arrival. He has a shock of bright red hair and wears a belt lined with throwing daggers, as well as one long, menacing-looking blade, a couple of fingers smaller than a short sword. Uh-oh. The dwarf starts berating the punters, most of whom are quite drunk. So, none of you cowards are willing to face me? I suppose I'll take the 150 gold myself. Drink it away upstairs. As Crom turns his back to you in order to abuse the other half of the room, you step forward and make a signal to the referee, who nods at you and motions you to enter the ring. It's on. And that is where we're going to end this little session here. Awesome. So we got some interesting things going on. Zhentil Keep, a city wrought with racism and woes of all sorts. And we kind of had this sort of weird, kind of mysterious, dreary kind of desert that we had to walk through. There's this specter that's killed a few people in town and taken some people somewhere. There's 4 people missing. We've got a girl who's been kidnapped and is at risk of being sold as a slave. And now I'm gonna fight some dwarf in the ring, presumably. And I've already had to beat up some people in the tavern. So we'll see. I'm about at half health. So we will see how that fight turns out the next time we play. So stay tuned. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to like and subscribe. Every little bit counts. That stuff really does make a difference. And yeah, you tell me, do you think I'm gonna win the fight or not? I'm gonna let you know right now. I have 14 health. It's a little under half, actually. We think I'm gonna lose? Maybe. I guess I could heal myself. That could help. We'll find out. Until next time, guys. Take care.